podcast. Tonight we're going to be riffing, not doing a serious commentary, but we're going to do another riff. And this one is going to be on Ghostbusters, Answer the Call, the 2016 reboots, or whatever the hell you want to call it. By the way, before we get started, I want to point out that thumbnail there. Just look at how good of a job Alex did on getting our heads on a couple of the Ghostbusters there. Straight up, we got some nice chest going on there, man.
That was me before I started working out.
That's me right now.
Get out of here.
Yeah, it's like I got a little head from here. All right, so yeah, we're going to watch Ghostbusters 2016. If you're going to watch along with us when the time comes, be sure that you're watching the extended cut. Yes, we're going to torture ourselves an extra 15 minutes or so. The extended cut runs for 2 hours and 13 minutes. Be sure that's the one you're watching so you're not wondering what the hell we're talking about or wondering why you're not synced up with us. But yeah, man, this movie had a bit of a controversy. It started out going to be in the same universe as the original Ghostbuster movies, and this lady, this Pascal lady, didn't want to work with Ivan Reitman, and she was like the head of Sony at the time. I think it was like Amy Pascal, and so she did everything she could to run Ivan Reitman off the movie. Brought in Paul Feig, good guy. I like the guy. I don't hate on him or nothing. But he had his vision, and she wanted to separate herself from the Ivan Reitman stuff over personal beef, which was what ruined this movie. I mean, they had all the guys that were still alive in the movie. Why not just have them on there playing their characters, passing the torch to the ladies? How hard would that have been?
Wouldn't have been hard at all. Dan Aykroyd shows up in the film, and he was probably the hardest one to get to agree to it because he wrote the original film.
Yeah.
And I remember hearing some scuttlebutt because, back then that he was having issues with the script and whatnot. But if they would have had the original guys giving the rub to the girls and continued the continuation and the storyline and then went off in a different direction, I think the fans like you and I and everybody else that we know that love Ghostbusters and love everything about it would have accepted it a lot more. I think you're right.
Yeah, because I mean, and not only Dan Aykroyd was hard to keep on, and honestly, I've heard some stuff that he was just being as nice as he could in interviews, but he was really upset that the movie got changed so much, but he was already attached to it. But like even Bill Murray agreed to come back, and he was the one that made a part 3 not happen for so long because he didn't want to be. But whenever they agreed for cameos and stuff, that's before all the big changes happened. I mean, I look at it like this. If it had just been the guys handing down the equipment, maybe even teaming up with the ladies in the final fight, and when it's over, they go one way and the ladies go on into the sequels. They could have used the old Ecto, the old proton packs, and then like upgraded them throughout the movie. They kind of overkilled it in this reboot with the equipment, by the way. Like, I get that Kate McKinnon's character is like an expert and everything on this sort of thing, but she makes a lot of proton packs, proton guns, proton knives, like in a very short amount of time. She's just popping them out. They have no money. They've been fired. And they kept so much of the plot from the original, and they wait till the end of the movie to even show the firehouse, which I thought was a mistake too. If they just used the firehouse, maybe that would have given a little bit of nostalgia. But yeah, bringing the original guys in, changing their names, making them different characters, not putting it in the same universe. I don't understand why Amy Pascal let personal beef lead her to that decision. That's what ruined this movie.
Well, why would you... I mean, any decision to steer you away from Ivan Reitman is a bad decision because he's a proven commodity in Hollywood, especially with this franchise. I mean, you can't argue the success of the first 2 films. The cartoon series, both of the cartoon series, one that was the actual Ghostbusters, one that wasn't the actual Ghostbusters, the toy line, the music, everything that the Ghostbusters touched was gold. It's an extremely popular franchise. The third actual Ghostbusters that's coming out in 2021 already has a lot of really great things being said about it. You and I talked about it a little bit on the last Slash Tracks episode. I'm super excited to see it, and they're going to actually continue the storyline from the original first two films, which is you have to respect the franchise and the people that help support and make the franchise. If you piss people off, and if you piss enough of them off, they're not going to come and watch your film. That's why this movie lost $129 million.
I know, and they went back and did all those like 50 million in reshoots.
For what? For what? Totally worthless, by the way. They didn't know it then, but in hindsight,
just to add
total
more
waste of money.
action, CGI, and stuff. And that was another mistake. Ghostbusters is practical effects. And I know the new movie, the Afterlife, is going to have some CGI, but I heard they're going to be heavy practical, light on the CGI. And you've got to have at least some practical in a Ghostbuster movie. And this movie, this reboot, is just so much CGI, so much obvious CGI. Obviously pushing forth this agenda from Amy Pascal. They even did it with Slimer. And I have nothing against women taking over roles. I love the new Doctor. I've enjoyed the new Doctor Who seasons, and I don't agree with all the people that diss the movie because of the female cast.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's just having a closed mind.
Yeah, because they're great actors, all four of them. But they were not used correctly in this movie. The script was just not good enough. You could just feel the personal beef between Amy Pascal and Ivan Reitman. It's like the movie was just a big slap in the face to all the fans of the original, and Paul Feig was just set up to lose on this one, no matter what he did.
Paul Feig.
Or is it Feig or Fig? I don't know.
I think it's Paul Feig. He did Heavyweights, and that's one of my favorite kind of cult comedies from my childhood.
Stiller.
Yeah, he also was in the movie. He was one of the counselors who used to be overweight, and then he came back and helped. He was the thin counselor.
Yeah.
So I didn't know he was directing the film at the time, but everything he had touched, in the late 90s and early 2000s was gold. So I kind of understand why Sony wanted to go with him, because he is very funny, and I've read things that he's like an actor's director. So he makes things really good on set, and he's open to suggestions and stuff. But whoever wrote a lot of the dialogue for this film missed the mark almost every time. I tried to rewatch a little bit last night just to get familiar with it, because I hadn't seen this movie since it was released, and I just forgot about it.
Same here. This is my second viewing.
Yeah, I told you. So you and I are in the exact same boat. I just found myself. They have Kate McKibben and Melissa McCartney and all these Kristen Wiig, Bridesmaids. Yeah, I mean, they're hilarious. SNL, Bridesmaids was one of the biggest movies of like 2013, 2014, whenever that came out. They missed the mark. They did not write for them correctly. And they're trying to polish a turd. When they're doing their dialogue, it's just, you can see that they're trying to, do the best they can, and it's just not there.
Even when they ad-lib and stuff, it's just not hitting the mark.
Oh, yep, yes. Yeah, that's kind of what I was trying to get at.
Even if when Afterlife drops in March of 2021, even if the original Ghostbusters never strap on a proton pack or only in the movie for a few minutes, it's still going to blow this movie out of the water. It just feels like that movie's going to have a lot of success, and I'm excited for it.
They seem to have a nice mix of like what's hot right now with the kid from Stranger Things, and they also have Paul Rudd, who everything he touches lately he's gold. I
hope he's Oscar, man. I hope he ends up being Oscar.
Yeah, can he please be the baby from part 2?
Because Sigourney Weaver's coming back for the movie, and why would she go to this town? I understand why the Ghostbusters would show up. If this paranormal activity starts happening there, that's where Egon had moved to, and they know the equipment's there, and all this is going down. But Sigourney Weaver, her character, unless she's married to Peter Venkman, I don't see why she would show up too, unless her son is the teacher played by Paul Rudd. That would make sense.
Yeah, no, and you know what? That brings us back to our Ghoulies episode. If you guys, you slashaholics out there, haven't seen episode 3 of Slash Tracks, I want them to do the same thing Ghoulies did, but actually explain it to us in the new Ghostbusters movie. The guy who was in charge of the cult was trying to sacrifice a baby in Ghoulies, and then later on, Josh and I decided that baby was probably the guy who was
Main
37 years
guy.
old. Yeah, 37 years old, trying to go to college. They never told us that. At least the narrator wasn't doing a very good job.
No,
But I'm pretty
narrator was
sure. Yeah,
he just I think he a lot of times he was like, oh crap, I forgot to narrate that part. Like he showed up a couple minutes late.
yeah. No, I hope that's the baby. Just like I hope they take a page out of Ghoulies' book and run with it. That better be Oscar.
Yeah, I think Paul Rudd having that heritage to the movies, like his character being Oscar, would just be the cherry on top of the sundae. Speaking of Sundays, when Ghostbusters 2 came out, did you ever have a Slimer Sundae from Hardee's?
I know I didn't. We didn't have a Hardee's where I grew up. Coos Bay didn't have a Hardee's.
We had to go 2 towns over, but every time we did, for it's like 6 months, they offered it. It was just a hot fudge sundae with green chocolate syrup. That's all it was. But I had to have one every single time. And also, I bought a box of Ghostbuster cereal when the second movie had dropped. And it came with a little record inside of it. But we didn't have a record player. So I hounded my mom for like a month. And she finally got a hold of a relative that had a little record player. And we went and got it, brought it back home. And I was expecting like the soundtrack or something. It said in the message from Egon. And it wasn't Egon from the movie, it was Egon from the cartoon talking about a giveaway. There was no song on there, nothing. It was just
I'll take that.
Paul LaMarche or whatever his name is that did his Pinky, because he did Pinky's voice too. Oh no, he did the Brains voice, I'm sorry. The guy that did the Brains voice did Egon's voice on the real Ghostbusters. And
good for him. He had a nice career.
You know, he was also on a cartoon called Extreme Ghostbusters that came out in the mid-90s. And it's Egon.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, check it. It's on Hulu, I think. But yeah, Egon, it's one season, but like Egon's still at the firehouse. The Ghostbusters have disbanded. And Egon's teaching at a school and at a college. And three of his students end up becoming the new Ghostbusters with him. And it's pretty cool. Like one's in a wheelchair. You get the first girl in the group, and there's a character that's a lot like Peter Venkman but young and Hispanic. He was pretty funny. And then there's a crossover episode in the end of the season where the real Ghostbusters, the original guys, come back. The same people that voiced them, Ray, Peter, and all of them, and they team up with the Extreme Ghostbusters. The show was a lot dark. It was dark. The graphics were a bit edgier. And the opening theme song was like a metal version of Ghostbusters.
Okay.
You know, I'm going to actually, right now, I'm going to show the intro to Extreme Ghostbusters right now. Yeah, that's the opening, the metal opening to Extreme Ghostbusters, which is pretty cool. You were asking about, what was it?
Did Arsenio Hall come back and do Winston's voice for that episode?
I think so. It was either him or the other guy that voiced him, like in the first season or whatever. But I do know that Joey from Full House came back and voiced Peter.
Dave Coulier.
Yeah, not Garfield. Garfield didn't. Which that is such a weird coincidence that the guy that voiced Peter on the original couple seasons of the real Ghostbusters was the guy that voiced Garfield in the cartoon. And then Bill Murray, who played Peter Venkman in the movie, went on to voice Garfield in the Garfield movies.
I saw an interview with Bill Murray about the Garfield movies, and he said that was like the easiest paycheck he'd ever earned, doing the Garfield voiceovers.
I love the end of Zombieland 2 and the press conference they're doing for Garfield 3 when everything happens. It was pretty fun. Bill Murray's the reason that the guy that voiced Peter Venkman on the cartoon got fired.
Why is that?
He didn't like that Peter Venkman sounded like Garfield. And that's a true story. So he got the guy fired from the cartoon and replaced with Dave Coulier, who did like a Bill Murray on speed voice, like a really over-the-top Bill Murray voice for his version of Peter. But yeah, it was Dave that came back for the Extreme Ghostbusters crossover.
Dave
But it's on
Coulier
Hulu. Are you an adult that can still watch cartoons? Like,
yeah,
does
I'll
that
watch
bother you?
Yes,
Okay, check
of
out
course.
Extreme Ghostbusters, man. It's one season. It's worth the watch. The intro I showed was really cool, and I think you'll enjoy it. And Slimer's on there, so.
Oh well, I'm down then.
All
In
right,
our
guys. Oh, go ahead.
in our thumbnail, I threw Slimer on the thumbnail just because he had to be on there.
Yeah, I wish I could center it better up there. I'm trying to make it where I'm only covering the two Ghostbusters in the middle, since we're on the sides.
And Thor, us and Thor.
You know, they even got Janine back for this movie.
Hey, she hadn't been doing anything since Designing Women in like 1987, so I'm sure she was happy to get the call.
Just saying, they had her, they had Sigourney Weaver, they had the guys, you know, everybody but Egon, because sadly Harold Ramis had passed away at this point. But they had everybody, and they totally shit on the history of Ghostbusters, and they had all the ingredients for an amazing reboot, and they just passed it up. So let's watch it.
Let's do it.
All right. If you're gonna watch along with us, we're gonna get our videos loaded up. Remember, it's the extended cut. You can rent it on Amazon. Just be sure it's the extended cut if you're going to watch along with us. And all right, you on 0000?
Yep.
All right, we're going to start this movie in 3, 2, 1, go. Sony, is that what you're seeing?
I'm seeing right. Yeah, the little Sony sign is popping up. Sure.
You know, I was really mad one time. I used to go to the rental store to rent real Ghostbuster VHSs, and I saw the other one, and one of the characters on Filmation's Ghostbusters kind of looked like Ray from Real Ghostbusters. So I thought it was like a new thing, and I rented it, got home, and it was Filmation Ghostbusters with the gorilla on the team and stuff. I was so mad. One time I rented a Betamax and got it stuck in my VCR.
When I was like 4 years old, I remember seeing the Real Ghostbusters cartoon, and I was so lost because all I watched was, you know, the Ghostbusters that everybody remembers, not the one with the gorilla and the guy who looked like the guy from the A-Team. Face. He kind of looked like Face.
Did you know that Filmation Ghostbusters was a live-action show in the 70s with the gorilla and everything?
How did they wrangle a gorilla to do the show?
Oh, it was a guy in a gorilla suit.
Okay.
At the end, it said he was trained by the guy that was in costume. All right, so here we go. This is the one part of the movie that I actually enjoy, that I remember enjoying. Because it follows the footsteps of the previous Ghostbuster movies. This
it's like a library.
The Ghostbusters video game is kind of like a part 3. Takes place 2 years after part 2. Has all Harold Ramis was still alive when it was made. They all voiced the characters.
That's excellent.
They just re-released it. You should give it a try. A remastered version. Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis wrote the script for it, and it plays out like a part 3.
Sweet. Back to the Future did something similar. They did like a Back to the Future 4 one on a video game platform. They go back to like the Prohibition era, 1920s.
Yep. Oh, what I was getting at is they actually end up going after the librarian ghost at one point in the game. Since they never caught her, they go back to catch her.
That librarian ghost is in your new trailer for part 3 of the 80 Slasher Librarian. The book's moving up. The book is moving in the background.
Oh, yeah.
That looks like the same library that it was filmed in Derry, the miniseries. It's like upstairs. It kind of looks similar.
All these people, they have no idea that they're in one of the shittiest movies ever made.
Yeah, they're feeling really good about themselves right now because they're in the new Ghostbusters. This first scene is actually turning out to be pretty decent. A lot of buzz. They don't realize they're in the biggest turd of the year.
What's Conan O'Brien doing there wearing glasses? That is Conan O'Brien, isn't it?
No. That's Conan O'Brien if he let his hair grow out.
This guy right here, I always have this. He's a dollar store 10th Doctor.
I've never seen this dude before or after this film.
You've seen Doctor Who. Have you ever watched Doctor Who?
No, I'm not a big. No, I'm not. I apologize because I know Doctor Who's extremely popular.
Time to go home, buddy. Well, he's like a dollar store version of the 10th Doctor.
I did read the Doctor Who Wikipedia page one time for fun because I knew a lot of people watched it, and apparently they switch the Doctor every season, don't they?
Not every season, like every 3 years.
And then a big Doctor Who fan is Prince Charles. I read that
Really?
too. Yeah, he's a gigantic fan. As a matter of fact, he has the telephone booth, I think, a replica in his house or
He's
in
like,
the
shit,
kingdom.
the kids, like all those people I kidnapped are trying to get out.
Yeah, this is like the TV show You. These are the girls downstairs that he has locked in a cage.
Oh no, Kevin McAllister's been there. See the going up? He's got it. He heated it up. It's like you're gonna be sorry.
The ghost is doing this guy a favor. He doesn't have to be in any more scenes of this film later on.
It's a pro wrestler ghost. Hit him with a chair. Hey, at least he's not running up the stairs, right?
No, but he went downstairs, which is a Return of the Living Dead thing. The Tar Man's going to be waiting for his ass right down there.
One part of the movie I enjoyed right here. My good God. Even the slime is CGI. What the hell?
Yeah, I like the slime they had in part 2 when it was down in the sewer looked fantastic. They should have just copied that. Hey, see his face right there? That's when his agent told him he got the part.
Right?
He's like, no, I have to be in this piece of crap. No!
One time in a movie, I want to see somebody screaming no at the monster or ghost, and the ghost or monster is like, ah, and runs away. You know?
Yeah.
It's like that's always their defense. No!
Hey, they did do that in Casper when Christina Ricci turns around and actually scares Casper.
It's the guy from Weeds. Right? You ever seen Weeds?
I've seen it's on Showtime, isn't it?
Was, yeah.
No, we didn't have Showtime, man. I was like, we didn't have enough money to have that beautiful channel.
Wow, it's another person from Weeds. The woman and the guy are from Weeds. What the hell?
The lady that you're saying is from Weeds, that's the girl from Big that Tom Hanks is dating that works at the ad firm. Guaranteed.
I understand now. They're all stoned, and that's why they agreed to be in the movie.
Yeah. Kristen Wiig is so funny.
Like, what the hell's even going on here? I mean, this must be one of those deleted scenes, because I do not remember this scene whatsoever.
Kristen Wiig is just improvising right here. I need to get a suit like Kristen Wiig is wearing. That bow tie is beautiful.
Wow. Oh my God! Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
all the jokes miss.
Yeah, they just don't land, man. And that's sad because she's such a great comedian.
Yeah, she's in the movie. She plays like a yoga instructor. Kristen Wiig does. She's like a very slight like cameo, and she's like, I'm just gonna stretch him out, for me. I think it's Forgetting Sarah Marshall. She's like stretching out Russell Brand. She's on the screen for 2 minutes, and everything she improv'd was gold.
Yeah, so we know she can do it. I want to know who gets the job in these movies, like to write all the shit on the board.
The same guy that does it for Big Bang Theory. They're like, hey, we just need one of your chalkboards from, the lab.
it's not me. Just
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is Ed Begley Jr., star of such films as She-Devil, and I have no idea what else he's been in.
he was good in She-Devil.
Yeah, I loved him in She-Devil.
Everything just feels so forced in this movie. You know, like she's trying to act like she doesn't want to. You know, she's trying to forget this part of her past, put it behind her, and we're supposed to care. And I can't make myself care even a little bit.
And we're supposed to care.
At least at the beginning of Ghostbusters, with Peter Venkman and the guy and the girl doing the psychic testing. You know, that was fun, and it was so simple, but it was hilarious.
I love that scene. He's like hitting on the guy's girlfriend at the same time, and like she's getting all the guesses correct, and the other guy is just missing like crazy.
It's Tyrion's dad, everybody. I guess you don't watch Game of Thrones. Man, you are so hard to work with.
I watch horror movies, cartoons, sports, but I'm like all kinds of movies. Like I'm not a big like Game of Thrones or Breaking Bad guy. As a matter of fact, one of our podcast episodes recently for Good Times, my co-host and I riff off that for quite a while. It's like Breaking Bad. You haven't seen Breaking Bad? It's so good. Oh, you gotta see Breaking Bad.
You gotta watch Breaking Bad. Oh my god.
You gotta see Game of Thrones. Bend the knee, bitch.
You don't have to see Game of Thrones, but that guy played an asshole on it. Too sexy for macadamias. What?
My friends tease me all the time because they're like, "Oh God, you'd rather watch an episode."
I'm sorry.
Of
Did you catch the bust in the hallway?
Yes.
That was Harold Ramis. That was Harold Ramis.
Really?
Yes. That's one thing they slipped in there. A lot of people don't catch.
All right.
The bust in the hallway is Harold Ramis.
All right, I'm down with that.
So.
The movie just went up a notch in my book.
Exactly.
Thanks for doing that for me.
I'm sure that the guys made that happen. I don't think Amy Pascal thought of that. All right, here we go. Some more non-landing comedy, folks.
Oh, this scene is terrible. This is the scene I was telling you about before we started recording.
Oh, about the wontons?
Yes.
And
it's like a running gag.
Yeah.
It's like a running gag. They do it like 3 or 4 times. Here we go.
Rocky,
that looks like
Dr. Scott, Brad, Janet, Rocky.
That looks like the hat that Dr. Emmett Brown was wearing to read people's minds.
Yeah.
So it's identical almost.
So did you like the little Back to the Future nod at the end of my thing?
Of course I did. Of course I did.
Concluded? I was just going to put to be concluded, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to use the ending of Back to the Future too. Just throw it in there for the two because it's going to be over in the next animation. The story is.
Yeah, no, I love that whole thing, but I'm a big Back to the Future guy. I loved it.
I'm going to narrate that book on the channel too. The Back to the Future novels.
Really? Are those out of print?
Oh yeah.
Cool.
The same guy that wrote the Gremlins book wrote them. You ever Googled your name?
Yeah, there's a guy who's like a really famous drone pilot that has my name, and like his videos pop up always before mine.
I did this the other day in front of my dad. I saw him down in his business. I said, "Hey, check this out," and I said, "Hey Google, who is the 80s slasher librarian?"
Joshua LaRue.
It's like, see? Oh, there's the wonton.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. That looks like that looks like one of the pea jugs that Ray has in Trailer Park Boys. He's just chucking them around Sunnyvale.
And she's still going on about the wontons.
If somebody delivered me one wonton, and I'm ordering from them, screw that. You get one chance. It's over. I'm not ordering again.
And you don't bring up the wonton again. Best character in the movie, closest to best. McKinnon's. Because Leslie Jackson's character is just too over the top. It's like, let's take what Leslie Jackson's famous for and just turn it up to 1,000 and shove it down everybody's throat for the entire movie. That's how I feel about Leslie. It's like Leslie Jackson's funny, but they took what makes her funny and just went way too far with it.
I think the running time of the film also hurt some of the people in this film, because it's like, you can't have 2 hours and 13 minutes of a certain kind of comedy.
Yeah.
It's got to be cut down.
And the old Ghostbuster movies weren't solid comedy either. That's another mistake this movie made.
Yeah, they go very heavy on the comedy side.
Look at all the subtle things that were funny in the old one. The whole Twinkie thing, Slimer sliming Peter Venkman, Ray with the cigarette dangling out of his mouth, whenever you see, stuff like that. Without even having to go on for 5 minutes about a wonton, they got laughs,
My favorite part of the first Ghostbusters, or maybe part 2, I can't remember which one it was in, when they're like, "You're not sleeping with the slime, are you, Ray?" Exactly. And then Ray's kind of like, and he's like, "Oh my God, you are."
Or whenever Sigourney Weaver's character tells Peter Venkman, "I want you inside me," and he's like, "It sounds like you got too many people in there already."
It's illegal.
Oh God, the whole fart thing, EVP.
Every 4-year-old in the theater just lost their mind. Yeah.
Every toddler was. What, was that necessary? She pretty much just said it came from the front and she can do it live if you want. I mean, I'm starting to wonder how much script there was for this movie, or if they just turned the camera on and said, just say the first thing that come to your mind. We're only doing one take.
They're like, we used all of our budget on the reshoots. We can't afford to do more than one take. So whatever Melissa McCarthy comes out with is just what we're going with. Kate McKinnon's character is clearly supposed to be Egon, right?
Yeah. I guess Egon, as a female, is a cat lady.
Yeah, that's Egon. I think Melissa McCarthy is supposed to be Dan Aykroyd.
And wait a second. I think Melissa McCarthy's character is probably more like Peter.
Bill Murray?
No, she's more like Ray. You're right.
I think Kristen Wiig is probably Bill Murray, because she's like the outsider that's like not part of the initial two people. This movie was brought to you by Lens Crafters. They're all wearing really eclectic, frames.
T is in this movie sucks.
T for trash.
All right, this guy doesn't want to go in the building, so instead of just going home or going anywhere else, he's just standing across from there all day, waiting for them to show up.
I can't hate on him too much, because I used to do the same thing by the bathroom door after the movie It came out. I'd just be waiting with my towel and my bubble bath for my brother to show up so he could sit on the toilet and harass me. I wouldn't go in the bathroom without him.
About 5 years ago, I've only seen the first Paranormal Entity. I never saw the sequels. Paranormal Entity movies, it's like people actually went and paid to see people that made like high school movies, like tying strings to stuff and pulling it and making it look like it's moving on its own, so like a handy cam.
This is a student art film that made $100 million on a $12 budget.
What? Was that their attempt at seriousness there? All that? Oh, it's also brought to you by Pringles. Once you pop, you can't stop.
Oh, for sure. And Pringles is just... Hey, did you know the guy who created the Pringles can is actually... he died and his ashes are in a Pringles can?
Really?
Yes. That's a fact For the win. That's your fun fact with Alex for this episode.
She's sitting there trying to open. Okay, never mind. There's like 10 locks on the door, and she's sitting there pulling on it and acting surprised that it won't open.
Why won't this damn door open?
See, the slime don't even look like the ectoplasm. Looks like Nickelodeon slime or something.
The only thing that suit is missing is shoulder pads, Kristen Wiig.
What's the announcement say? At AM. Okay, usually there's like little hidden things if you look for them. But
V hours, 7 p.m. Lee Rob V hours.
Oh my god. Yes, you. Wow. Oh my god. Here comes our first. Should have been practical effects, but let's go with CG. The show is also brought to you by Spinny Plastic Thingamajiggers.
Yeah, that thing would be sweet at a rave.
Right? They just don't work, man. They don't have chemistry like I would think, like you would think they would have.
She's trying to be funny too. You can see it right there with her facial expressions and stuff. It just comes across as like sitcom-y.
Did she just say once you pop?
Yep. Yeah, that's a Pringles ad in the movie.
See, I think this ghost would have looked so much better if they had done like the practical stuff they did with the ghost in the old ones. It doesn't even look. It's just so. All the ghosts look the same in this movie.
Maybe she's here to deliver the extra wontons that she was missing.
Why couldn't somebody say, "Get her"? That would have been a good throwback. Get her, Ray. Get her.
Hi, I'm here with Grubhub. I'm here with your wontons.
I'm not feeling very well, though. Oh. This movie's making me wanna. That. Okay. Kate McKinnon is seen eating a chip, and then it cuts away and comes back, and she has her arms crossed, no Pringles inside. And then it comes back, and she's holding them again, and she's spitting out. Editing is superb. Nobody else in that area saw that, by the way.
That ghost is even trying to get away from this film.
Yeah. It's like I don't know, it's like even the actresses aren't even given 100%, you know? Wow, the editing is so bad. Where did the slime go that was on top of Melissa? Ghost news? Totally fake news. Totally fake news.
That guy is the world's oldest dean.
He looks like he's about to go check on his detention students on a Saturday.
Yeah, exactly. He's all.
He better be in there, the Breakfast Club.
What is that in the front? It looks like she has a Grammy in the front of that box. No.
It's damn sure not an Oscar.
Seriously, it looks like a Grammy.
Not be a golden raspberry.
Oh.
I'll have to look it up. I bet this movie got some golden raspberries. Okay, she's still going on about this, you know?
Yeah, this could have totally been cut back. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, you totally look pissed about it. How many years? I thought that was coming from the movie at first. I was like, what the fuck?
It's my dog. Sophie's like telling me in dog speak, she's like, "You're watching this pile of crap again, Dad?"
He's like just trying to figure out where to bury it. We saw a real ghost as compared to filming a fake ghost.
So now that she believes in ghosts, she dresses better. Do you notice that immediately?
That's what happens, man. Whenever you start believing in ghosts, you dress better. You didn't know that?
Is that what happened after you saw your ghost that one night?
Yeah.
You just
Have you
dressed
not ever
immaculately?
Celebrity ghost stories? Those people got some passion.
How come it's always the celebrities who haven't had a job in like 10 decades or 2 decades that see ghosts? Like Barry Williams from the Brady Bunch, or like Cindy Olsen from the Brady Bunch, or like any of those people. Suzanne Olsen, whatever her name is, Cindy.
I love it when people comment on my episode of that Evil Encounters I was on, that's what it was called whenever it aired in Canada, and now that it's airing in America, it's called Fear of the Woods, but it's the same show.
Okay.
People always write me and say, why didn't you take pictures? Why didn't you film? It's like, oh, I'm sorry. While I was running for my life, I didn't think to stop and say, you know what? Some asshat on YouTube might want me to prove this in about 15 years. I better stop and quit running for my life and get him some proof.
Would you have felt better that night if Kristen Wiig and Melissa McCarthy were with you to help you? Who you gonna call?
Not them.
Dun, dun,
He-Man.
He-Man.
Oh, God. They get another improver for this scene.
This guy answered the call sheet for the day because Tom Arnold couldn't make it. They're like, we need Tom Arnold stand in immediately to set.
He's a stunt double down here, stat.
Tom Arnold stunt double.
It's like they're doing an improv off. It is so bad. Okay, stop. Please, stop.
This is terrible. This is where the extra 42 minutes come from, Josh.
Right? It's only 17, but it's starting to feel like an extra 42 minutes.
The guy's name's Thomas Shanks, dean of the college.
That's it. And then when we bring in the original Ghostbusters, we'll make them all have new names and play different characters. That's all we gotta do.
They're actually wheeling out an old VHS player from the 80s. That's a tape player.
That was kind of funny. You find out all that equipment, they didn't actually own it. They just stole it. No cops called. No charges pressed. Oh, here we go. Leslie Jackson. Funny for a second, and then just totally not shutting her mouth at all.
I loved her in Night Court.
She was in Night Court?
No, she looks like Marsha Warfield to me.
Okay, yeah. I've never seen Night Court. I saw
Well, hey, you've never seen Night Court?
I watched it a little bit when I was a kid, but I never saw the whole show.
One of the ladies who works in the court Marsha Warfield looks like this lady.
When they cast this guy, they're like, you know what, this movie, you know how the original Ghostbusters had Gozer, like this primordial god that could like do anything? What we're gonna do is just have this middle-aged nerdy guy. That's our villain. Gozer, Vigo, big badass, big bads. Only way to top that, middle-aged nerdy guy. That's it.
Patton Oswalt is pissed he wasn't cast for that role.
Man, all joking aside, that's the truth, though. That's the villain of the movie, is a middle-aged nerdy guy.
Hey, isn't it super dangerous to walk on the rails of like a subway? You're not supposed to like walk down there on those.
Anybody that would probably have a real answer for that would probably either be dead or. Here we go again. Shitty.
More CGI.
That looks like shitty hologram technology. I'm just waiting for a well to like fly across the ceiling or something. I mean, it looks like something out of a video game, you know? I'll never forget the electrocution, the two ghosts, the Scaleri twins.
Yeah.
Pretty sad when Ghostbusters 2 from '89 has better ghosts than a movie made in 2016.
Fright Night, as far as like vampires are concerned, I liked the vampires in Fright Night better than most of the vampire movies today because of the practical.
And then, not to mention all the Glampire movies.
Man. Oh, hey, here, you want to hear another funny fact? Of all the Twilight movies, there's like 6 of them or something. Some guy decided he was going to count up all the actual running time on screen where the vampires are just standing and staring without saying anything to each other. It's 29 minutes of
Sounds
just
about right.
yeah, just angst. 29 minutes of pure angst.
Gozer, Vigo, Rowan. That's your villain.
This guy has the
Because
biggest
a
forehead I've
middle-aged
ever seen in
nerdy
my
guy
life.
said so.
Look at the size of this guy's forehead.
They just did one of the things I hate in movies, where like, no, the character's not even on screen, or they're driving off in the distance and you hear them talking. And that's the actual firehouse, by the way, the same set they used and stuff. And they couldn't. Why not use it for the movie? Damn it! I think that the whole reason they didn't use it was A, to shit on Ivan Reitman, and B, to make a joke about that right there.
I had seen that firehouse was actually almost condemned. So maybe that's why they didn't use it. I'm not trying to defend this film in any way, shape, or form, but I'd seen that firehouse was in rough shape.
I just thought it was all for that joke right there where she's like, so how much is it going to be? And she's like, 100,000. That's, fuck you. What? That's the rent? That might be the whole reason. Because they could have used a set that looked like the firehouse. I mean, oh my God.
Here we go. Here we go. Because the joke worked so well the last time, let's go right back to it 8 minutes later.
I wonder if this is in the script. Kate
Her
McKinnon
dancing.
dances and sings it to a screwdriver and stares at.
I don't know. It's like a fart in church right here.
This is Ghostbusters, folks. The title says so.
This is terrible.
No innuendo there whatsoever.
She was funnier in an episode of Cars, Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee that I watched on Netflix the other day than this movie.
And it's sad because these 4 ladies together should be comedy gold, man. That was kind of funny. See something call.
If you see something, say something.
Say something, yeah, that was pretty funny. The whole terrorism thing. Had a brain fart.
This movie is actually making us dumber.
Here's the
you blacked out.
Janine. You know, I'm not getting political here, but if this had been a male cast and a hot woman walked in and said, I'm here for the job, and somebody's like, you're hired.
Oh yeah.
You know,
that would have been an issue.
Yeah.
I'm excited for him to play Hulk Hogan. Did you hear that he's going to be in the Hulk Hogan movie?
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
Yeah. There's a lot of people on the internet talking a lot of shit because they're saying that Chris Hemsworth isn't going to be big enough to play Hulkster in the 80s.
I don't know, dude. They can beef him up a little bit. All he's got to do is put on about 30 pounds.
Yeah, I mean, just work on his upper body. Hogan never really had big legs anyway.
I loved Hogan, but like when I became a wrestler, it's like his finisher was a leg drop.
Yeah, big boot and a leg drop. You know, in Japan, his finisher was the double axe handle.
Yeah.
He'd go like what he used in the No Holds Barred.
The Warrior had a worse finisher.
The gorilla press slam and then the splash
on their back.
I think the worst finisher or pre-finisher was the people's elbow. He's just dropping an elbow with a leg shimmy. I mean,
he did it right after the rock bottom, so I don't know.
I'll tell you what though, when I played SmackDown on PlayStation, I would use the people's elbow constantly.
I mean, Dusty Rhodes was just an elbow to the head, so.
Yeah, but wasn't he supposed to have like an elbow, like a plate in his elbow, or was that Lex Luger? Yeah, he had the bionic forearm.
Yeah. They booed him for doing it as the narcissist, but then whenever he became American-made Lex Luger, people cheered him when he did it. Hulk Hogan was hitting people with chairs back then. You know,
Hogan used to bite people. He'd go for 9 punches on top of the rope, and then he'd bite them in the face, and people would cheer him. He did a lot of heel stuff.
He said after the Warrior beat him, he wanted to turn heel then and run back in and beat him down, but Vince wouldn't let him. That would have been epic.
You know what? I want to believe that, but I don't believe it. I don't believe it. No, Hogan wanted to go over clean. End of story. That's what he wanted to happen.
Sorry, we're not talking about the movie for a few seconds there, but I mean, oh my God. That kind of, there's the movie right there. Oh my God. You know what's sad? We have 4 great comedian women, and a guy that's not even a comedian is funnier than any of them in this movie.
Yeah, Chris Hemsworth's timing, he is so good in the Marvel movies.
He plays. I do like that. That's
711.
I bet he made that up too. That.
I don't. Hey, do you get the vibe? Okay, Dan Aykroyd, Harold Ramis could do comedy, subtle comedy, but you believed that they were smart, they were intelligent.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't believe that these characters are intelligent. I just feel like they're waiting for their chance to give a punchline.
Yep.
Is what I feel when I watch.
The whole movie is them fighting over who gets the scenes.
Yes, they're it's like they're jump roping, and the next one is like trying to like wait their chance. They're trying to get the rhythm to come in.
What? Do you hear that?
And so it had begun.
We got our own, the narrator from Dooley's is here with us on our podcast.
What? He's back?
He's here.
I could but sit and wait.
We needed some exposition.
He's talking, it's the same narration from Dooley's when he just popped up. And now he's gone. That was weird, didn't even finish.
Well, that's not out of character for him entirely.
No. You know, he came up with the glasses thing with no lenses. That was his idea. And the covering his eyes when they said not to listen. He was actually ad-libbing right along with them. That's why he's like, didn't have any lenses in his glasses, because that way he wouldn't have to clean them all the time.
Oh, okay.
Hey, 3 women fighting for a punchline just became 4.
Here we go.
Ding, ding, ding.
Every character in this film has to have some sort of weird tie or bow tie.
Doesn't it feel like we've been watching this for like an hour?
Yeah, Ghoulies would have been over by now, and Ghoulies, I'm going to go on record, was one of the worst films I've ever watched in my entire life.
We're only 37 minutes into this movie.
Oh, man, hey, viewers at home, you are in for a real treat, because this was just the warm-up part. Josh and I are just about ready to get into the meat and potatoes of this masterpiece.
And here's how they come up with the no-go sign.
Yeah, this is horse shit, by the way, because he doesn't even switch cans on camera.
No.
Watch, he won't switch hands. I noticed this kind of crap.
Okay. Wasn't he just painting on that wall though? They walked up.
Yes, but he never he doesn't have 2 cans of spray paint. And watch, okay, so this is obviously black.
It's got a
Where's
button
the
on
second?
it. It's interchangeable spray paint.
I need a can of that then. Yeah, check it out.
Same can, everybody.
Yeah, this is horseshit. It's just like Freddy's Dead when Freddy switches his hand when he cuts his hand off, and then you can see the liquid on his hand when he pops his fingers back up. I caught another one of those, by the way. I talk about Return of the Living Dead all the time, but when the police officers show up and he's like, "Freezer, I'll blow you fucking away," and the zombies attack him, he tries to catch his hat as he's being tackled. So he's being tackled by 100 zombies, but he's more worried about his hat dropping to the ground. I catch all that stuff.
And anybody watching thinking I'm being too harsh on this movie, I am a super Ghostbuster fan. I mean, look at that. That's on my body forever. And if this movie was even remotely good, I would be all about it. But
well, Josh, you are a Ghostbuster. Just to the right of you, there's you in your full outfit. Look how beautiful you are. My right, I think your left.
And my chest is just, I love it.
You look great.
You've got bigger ones than me in that picture.
I know.
I'm so jealous.
Look how excited we are.
Yes,
if this movie was released in the 80s, this would have came out on 3 different VHS tapes. You'd have to rent all 3.
I mean, it's this 40 minutes that we've watched has felt like an entire movie.
There hasn't been any scenes that have got me excited. Here comes another CGI ghost.
And they all look the same. You see what I mean about like the blue and all that?
Yeah.
It looks like a video game thing.
I used to play a lottery machine at this bar, and if you got like 3 ghosts in a row, you'd get the bonus. That looks like one of the ghosts you'd need on the reels to get the bonus.
Right. Prototype, proton pack. When you were a kid, did you have any of the role-playing gear, like the proton pack toy, the trap?
Yeah, we had one of them shot Nerf darts too.
You had the projector
one of those.
One that, like, when you hit the trigger, it showed like a ghost on your wall.
Yeah, I made one of the worst trades ever of my life with Ghostbusters toys. I traded Peter Venkman and Winston for Lifeline, the G.I. Joe figure, when I was like 4.
Oh,
I do not know why I made that trade. That was the dumbest trade ever. I had those figures for like 2 days.
I wish I had dug that out for the podcast. I've still got the projector Ghostbuster gun.
Do you really? Hey, I would love to see that.
I might step away for a minute, a second, and dig it out. Here's the thing. The ghost looks CG. The proton stream looks like practical almost. Like, no, never mind. That's really hard to do.
Kristen Wiig has never, ever held this machine in her entire life, and she's actually not doing a bad job.
Okay, really? Wait, it exploded, then it was solid again, then it exploded, then it was solid again. Oh my God, Leslie. A lot of people always say that. Did you see that? Did you see that?
Yeah, that punchline missed. This is where all the hand sanitizer went when we had a national shortage.
Right. And bring some wontons. Okay, we get it.
Paul Figg's like, this is going to be great. We're going to, like, there's this restaurant below us, and they just never give us the correct order or enough. It's going to be good. We're going to go to it like 8 times.
The whole movie.
They're going to love it the entire time.
Okay, Kristen Wiig wanted to drink that coffee because he spit in it. That's so funny. Because he's hot, you get it? Because he's hot, she wants to drink his saliva out of a cup. It's comedy, Alex.
You know what? You know what movie, like what you're describing, 21 Jump Street, when the girl from The Office is the teacher for oh my goodness, he's in Magic Mike. What's his name?
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I can't think.
He's okay. So he's
also
like,
in that End of the World movie with Seth Rogen.
yeah, he's one of the students, and she's like, oh, you need a pass, huh, to go to the bathroom? Well, you're gonna have to make it a quickie because we have a test. And it's that humor nailed it. Kristen Wiig just whiffed.
Yeah, it's like it's funny because it was the spit in a cup, though, and he's hot.
Channing Tatum. I just thought of it.
Yeah.
Oh, and this is funny, Josh, because they hired him because he's hot and he doesn't know how to answer the phone. See,
Yeah.
that's why it's funny. Get it?
Yeah. Well, kind of.
It's a gender reversal. That's what they're doing here, Josh. In case you didn't notice that.
Oh my God, because he's hot.
Yeah, so they're gonna let him get away with it because he's hot. He's Thor. He's God of Thunder.
I mean, I think I'm cute, but I've never had a job that let me just leave halfway through my shift to play hide and seek.
I've never done anything because of my looks. Like I've never gotten away with anything because of the way I look. Ever. I'd like to try it out though.
So you're saying Patty is a friend with benefits? Okay. And here we go, our first cameo. Oh no, he's not even here yet, is he? He's not there to the end of the movie. That's right.
This hearse was actually what the studio sent to deliver the final footage of the film in.
Yeah. Take it to the theaters.
Yeah, they even knew it was DOA.
And you know, the first Ecto was an ambulance, not a hearse.
Yeah, they switched it over later. Yeah, for part 2 or something.
I think so. The original was I thought the second one was an ambulance too, but it might have been a hearse.
It was like a 70s model ambulance.
Yeah, it was in the old ambulances.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
You need to tell me now because I need to take over the world because I'm a middle-aged nerd guy.
That's like one of those trees in the Amazon where if like you prick it, it bleeds, like the rainforests.
I don't remember this, man. This is one of them added scenes, I think.
Yeah, I don't remember this either. Hey, she has a Pokemon growing on her neck.
Yeah. Needs to put it on one of them like satisfying pimple popping videos.
Doctor Pimple Popper's like, well, this is a new one. I've never seen this one before. This one smiled at me.
Pika pimple. Pika pimple.
Yep. Pika pimple. More CGI for you guys. What is his motivation? We're like almost an hour into this film and we don't know why he wants to be evil.
Because people are mean to him.
Okay.
Oh, because.
Yeah, just because. That's just what it is.
See, when Egon explained this stuff and Ray explained this stuff, it sounded like they knew what they were talking about. It just sounds like they're reading stuff off a piece of paper.
Yeah, they don't come across as intelligent.
Yeah. I'm not saying they're not. The actresses are very intelligent, but their characters just don't put that across like Ray and Egon did.
I can almost.
Time for her to do pratfalls because that's
Yeah,
what's so funny.
I can predict the gag. It's gonna have a kickback, obviously.
You notice it's her and not anybody else in the cast because she's like the female Chris Farley with the falling and stuff. They didn't think the joke would work with any of the other ladies.
Josh, yes, I am very aware of that. People like to see fat people be funny. My entire life.
It's ridiculous, man. It's like 2016. You think we were past all that? I wonder if his middle name is like Shandor. You know, maybe if his middle name was Shandor or Gozer or something, that would have been kind of cool, you know. But his name is Rowan North.
I just don't like that they don't explain anything. It's just like he works at a hotel. He's kind of shit on by people. He's kind of not seen by a lot of people. Therefore, he's
Gonna bring about the apocalypse.
Yeah, he's discovered ghosts. Hey, they got a delivery where they actually got what they ordered.
Dude, would you believe me? Remember earlier when I said we were 40 minutes into the movie? Would you believe that was only 10 minutes ago?
What are you trying to do to me?
I'm not kidding. It's 9 minutes and 59 seconds to go right now.
Hey, Ghoulies was like an hour 13, man.
So are we going to do the other two movies from the poll before we do our picks, or are we going to do our picks next?
What run the movies at Carnosaur? What else do we have?
Troll 2.
I kind of want to do Troll 2.
Okay.
But, I mean, whatever the audience wants us to do is what's most important. So, you know, we'll get to whatever we're going to do.
Well, I still wanted to do the Redneck Zombie Massacre thing at some point.
Oh, you're going to love it. It's such a trauma movie. It's perfect. It's ridiculous. And they go all practical effects in that movie, which are horrible, but they're great. Like, I prefer those effects over what we're watching right now. Bad practical effects are better than good CGI to me.
Oh my God. Show our history to make people care about our friendship more. I'm going to step away for a second. Going solo on your riffing. I'll be right back.
Oh, it's my time to shine now. Here we go. This is the second synchronized dancing scene of the film. Or not synchronized, excuse me, just random dancing scene. This is very Fuller House-esque. I'm going to have to ask Josh what the rent is on this place because this is gigantic. They have enough room to do all their work and also dance. And they also never really resolved their fight, but now they're back to synchronized dancing. Well, guys, if you're watching at home, there's only another 3 hours and 52 minutes left of screen time. So I think things can turn around at some point, to be honest with you. I'm not even sure where the extra content... Oh, hey, Bill Murray! Bill Murray is in the house. The movie just went up 5 notches. I wonder if Bill Murray worked for Scale for this, or if they had to pay him extra. I wonder how that whole thing worked out. That's it? That's all Bill we get? Oh, here we go. Kevin's pretty. He doesn't know how to answer the phone, so they had to tell him to answer the phone. That's funny though, right? I'm gonna choose the one of him playing the saxophone if I'm gonna try to hire him at some point. Josh, you just missed. Bill Murray.
Oh yeah. Did he get thrown out the window already?
He just showed up. He was debunking. He was on screen for 12 seconds.
Oh, okay, he comes back later then. Like gets killed or something.
Hey, I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Oh, I just covered up my microphone by accident. Let's see, is that better?
Yeah, it's way better. I thought I was just going deaf.
Was it like that the whole time?
No, I would have said something for sure.
Well, I'm gonna have to search for that proton gun thing. I've got it put up somewhere safely, but I definitely want to show that off in a future episode. Maybe we'll do Ghostbusters like a serious commentary.
Like the actual first movie?
Yeah, the first movie.
Oh, I'd be totally be down with that. And I'll have my people get in touch with Dan Aykroyd. We'll see if we can make it happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ernie Hudson, he does a lot of stuff.
He was on an episode of Comic Book Men.
He's on Cameo for like $100. So.
Ernie Hudson?
Yeah.
He's been in a lot of really, really good stuff. The Crow,
Lost.
Ghostbusters, The Substitute. He was in that movie where they're criminals and they're on this island. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Came out like 92, 93-ish.
Yeah, I know what you're talking. Yeah.
Yeah, he's good. I like Ernie Hudson.
And we're trying to just get our wontons. Don't you understand?
Yeah,
I remember seeing this picture like 6 months before the movie came out, seeing the car in a picture and being so excited for this movie.
Yeah.
And that's before I found out that they weren't going to be that the Ghostbusters were going to play different parts and stuff. I thought they were going to pass the torch in the movie at that point.
They did they did some really good things with the marketing as far as like before the movie was released, with what you were talking about, releasing stills of memorable things and, their little spin on, great things. But I don't know, man. This movie is a hard watch. I would have preferred if they just had the original.
What is this?
Game.
Is that really? Is that a song really in the movie, or am I hallucinating and hearing things?
Sounds like Fall Out Boy. Where did they get? So they got the car, but they never show where they actually got the outfits from.
Or when they finished all the equipment so quickly.
Yeah. There's so.
Oh wait, he is hilarious in anything he does. He's in like 3 of the Carnosaur movies. No shit.
I didn't know
No
that.
shit. It's before he was on Mad TV.
I love it when he. Yeah, I was gonna say I love it when he plays the kid.
Stewart. Anybody feel like marshmallows?
Man, I would actually love to have some marshmallows. You got any Hershey background and some Golden Graham cracker backgrounds that we can make a s'more?
I got Justice League Hershey bars.
Oh man, you're living the good life. You got real sugar Pepsi bottle over there, and you got Hershey's, man.
I'm actually living the Mr. Good Bar life.
What kind of life are you living? I want to have a little taste of that life over there.
I've always had a candy drawer for my kids when they come over, so.
My grandpa had a candy drawer in my house because he pretty much raised me. Yeah. My grandpa only had shitty candy though. He had the big orange circus peanuts. He had like the mints, the white
Swedish
and red mints.
fish.
Just garbage. The worst candy ever. He taught himself to like it because he knew we wouldn't eat it.
I don't get it either.
What's going on here? Was that supposed to be funny?
Yep. She was supposed to like say, okay, this part legit creeps me out. But again, they ruined it with CGI. So she thinks it was going to be like a book club and they're just going to play some Stevie Nicks. Because that's what book clubs do, right? Listen to music.
Oh, yeah.
This part's actually kind of freaky with the mannequins.
She's more scared of the mannequins than she is of the actual ghosts that were right next to her office in the subway.
Right. Why couldn't they go practical on this? Why did they have to make it CGI too?
Those mannequins look like the freaking robots in that Will Smith movie back in the 2000s. iRobot. That's what it looks like.
God, that foot was even CGI right there. What the hell? Look at that.
Jack Nicholson comes through the door.
You know, it would not have been hard to use practical effects for that, for the mannequin stop motion.
They could have saved money.
Yeah, this is why they failed, because okay, when the streams come out of the gun, it looks practical, but when it wraps around the ghost, it's CGI. Oh my God, the ghost was green instead of blue.
Yeah, they wanted to do something a little different with this scene. I think they nailed it.
Oh yeah. Now it makes sense that the slime's green at least.
Well, if the ghost is green, then the slime should be blue. But if the ghost is blue, then the slime should be green. Or whatever, vice versa.
Dragon teeth will help you stay young. Da-da. Like a Pete's Dragon reference there.
The lead singer of this band looks like a really fat Adam Lambert.
A dollar store version of Adam.
Yeah, that's
our
Adam.
thing.
Adam Lambert, who got stung by a swarm of murder hornets.
Gosh, I mean, we're only 58 minutes into the movie, but for some reason it feels like we've been doing this for an hour and 42 minutes exactly.
Where's Vanilla Ice when we need him? The secret
Ninja,
of the ooze.
Go, Ninja, go.
Yeah, well, go Ghostbusters, go Busters, go, 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 go.
Wow, Mr. McDonald's had some facelifts.
Man.
Wow, they're worse than stormtroopers.
Can you imagine the bill that they would have for destroying this area? I mean, this would be astronomical.
And people think it's just a light show.
They have no idea that if they even get close to it, they're dead. She's crowd surfing with basically a nuclear weapon in her hand.
She said, watch the ring. So are we to believe that they're inserting their fingers or something? Okay. Kind of funny. Good delivery. This part is like way over, like. The CG just ruins this movie, man. It's so bad.
I wonder if there was a figure made of her and the accessory was this ghost, but they came in like a 2-pack.
That's her crown, her hat. What is this ghost anyways, you know? All the other ones have been human, and this one's a freaking dragon? Any explanation at all?
No, I don't. No, that looks like one of the dragons from that Christian Bale movie that came out in like 2004. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Aragon, wasn't it?
Yeah, yes. They're blasting these powerful proton packs. She's talking like she's just talking to someone right next to her. You wouldn't hear her.
No. And that trap is so shitty. That is not a ghost trap. I'm sorry. No.
They should put the fucking film in that trap and then throw it into the.
It looked like they're using a shake weight.
The Marianas Trench. Oh yeah, big shake weight. Is it going to give them cab fare after they're done putting this ghost away?
Right. I want to know how the dragon died for it to become a ghost. Did Sean Connery? Is it like a descendant of Sean Connery's dragon?
What movie was that? Ironheart or something? What was that?
I can't remember the movie, but like there was a dragon hunter and he teamed up with Sean Connery as a dragon, and he kept attacking villages, and his buddy that hunted dragons would come and act like he killed him every time he'd get paid. Dragon
Nice.
Cell or something.
Nice little racket he had going on then, huh?
Yeah, the dragon and the guy had a racket going.
Hey, Ozzy.
Poor Ozzy. God, he'll do anything.
Was that so was The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, was that actually Sean Connery's last film?
No, he's done a like an animated movie that's like really bad, like a Scotland animated movie. I think that was his last big movie though.
That trap would be so hot, and she's just holding it with her bare hands.
Oh my
You know,
God.
for being a guy that just works at a hotel as a busboy, he dresses phenomenally outside of work.
Imagine in the original Ghostbusters if Gozer was just sitting around in cafes the whole movie waiting for him, you know? Choose the form. The time will come, you know? Gozer is just some random New Yorker. Hey, let's play a song from 2000.
DMX is like, oh, hell yeah, give me some of that residuals, baby.
Go Thor.
By the way, we haven't seen Thor for about 20 minutes, and now he's here just to dance. He's
Hide and seek tournament, man. They never told him the game was over, so he just stayed hidden.
Yeah, the editing is lousy. We get it. Kristen Rigg wants to have sex with Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah,
We get it.
It's there. It was pretty good. Sorry. That was like the only joke that's landed for me so far.
And these are like legendary comedians for our time right now.
Probably the radiation. You don't sound like you even know what you're talking about, Kate.
She has a lot of weird little movements that she's like trying to emphasize things that aren't funny either.
Yeah. It would have been better if she just did like the Egon thing straight faced and just said it, you know?
Yeah. Yes. She doesn't.
She doesn't what?
She doesn't like. She's going too far. She needs to deliver those lines dry.
Exactly. Oh, and here we go. Hey, we can have Peter Venkman in the movie. No. Let's have just a stuck-up rich guy that's wanting to disprove him. Let's have Bill Murray do that. Let's waste his talent on that and kill him.
It's like when I saw Hatchet for the first time, and Robert Englund and Kane Hodder were both in it, and I was like, why? Like, why does this have to be the film that they both appear in together for the first time? It's like I'm having the same feeling watching Bill Murray in a Ghostbusters movie, not being Venkman. You know, Bill Murray was probably totally fine with this. He's like, oh yeah, I could be somebody else, but still be within the Ghostbusters universe. Like, yeah, let me sink my teeth into that. I'll do that.
I'm not okay with it.
No, sometimes the simplest answer is the right answer.
I will hunt you down, Venkman. Oh my God. It's like Melissa and Kristen are fighting over who is the star of this movie the whole time.
Yeah, we said that earlier, and I totally agree with you.
Every scene, they're trying to steal it from each other. Oh wow. See, he can play anything.
Hey, there's some more. Bill Murray's got some amazing frames on too. I told you, Lens Crafters had got a piece of this, and Thor's wearing some frames over there too.
His don't have any lenses because he got tired of having to clean them all the time.
He just needs the frames.
Don't. Wow.
Did you know that Drew Carey's glasses aren't actual glasses anymore because he had LASIK surgery, so he just wears them as a trademark now?
Sounds about right.
Did you know that, Josh? Did you know? Because I'm so smart.
No, but now my whole life has meaning again. So there's that.
I want you in the audience to know that I know those sorts of things because I'm brilliant.
We know. You could be a scientist that catches ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Kill Bill Murray off. Oh my god. Would you expect him to live? Oh. Oh, dude. Did you hear that?
What?
She said he wasn't really Ghostbusters material.
Yeah, based on what? And
That-
do you know?
That's Amy Pascal all the way putting that line in the movie, trying
you
to
see-
kill the
Do you,
heritage.
hey, do you see who they're talking to right now? The guy they're talking to right now. Who is he, Josh?
I can't see his face. I don't know.
He's Artie, the strongest man in the world.
Oh, okay.
He's also in the new Halloween movie. He's the dad.
Hey, it's the guy from The Wire.
Yeah, it is.
Omar.
Yes,
Omar.
it is. Omar Sharif.
Yep.
Boy, he talk about somebody like before Breaking Bad was a thing. The Wire was like the show.
He's on this other show. It's him in the sky, and it's based on these books, and it's a really good show. I cannot remember the name of it right now. Hap and Leonard, or Leonard and Hap. Find that show and watch it, man. It is an amazing show.
Okay.
Hap and Leonard. It's on Netflix, I think, all the seasons.
Hey, if I have to, I'll rent it 4 or 5 different times in the same day because
There you
I'm
go.
dedicated to that.
They should have got like I don't know if they're still alive, but they should have got like the guy that played Walter Peck to play this guy, or one of the mayors from the first 2 movies as a cameo.
Well, the guy, yeah, the guy who was in Die Hard and in that Ghostbusters movie, he played the same character. He's still alive because he was in the Netflix special, The Movies That Made Us. He's alive. He's around.
Talking about Walter Peck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know he's alive, but I don't know if both the mayors are still alive. But they should have brought them in for like roles like this. That lady in the back is on SNL too. She's funny.
Yeah, she is. She's the one who does like the commercials, a lot of the commercial stuff they do. She says non-gender modified the non-gender modified thing, that commercial.
See, they're sitting here fighting over who's going to be funnier in each scene.
Yeah,
Oh.
everything's just a punchline. There's the dude from like every old school Hangover. Who's the guy who directed the new Joker movie? Todd something. What's his name?
Oh
And he also-
shit, dude.
He did the Hangover. He did comedies, and then he did
Yeah.
Joker. That's like his go-to guy. He's in all those films.
Cats and dogs living together.
Mass hysteria, reboots that suck. Don't continue the storyline. Don't honor the past.
Gerbils and hamsters in cages. Don't know what that has to do with anything. Makes more sense than this movie.
Melissa McCartney's like, actually, I thought I was here to see the mayor about my missing wontons.
Oh my
Because
god, girl,
that's a joke.
seriously.
Andy Garcia is like an award-winning actor, and he's in this scene, and he's like, what the hell happened to my life? What is going on here? Hey, Josh, They're like, well, we have 4 ladies that are trying to steal the scene with a punchline every time. Let's add a 5th to this
There you
scene.
go.
Because more is always better. More is always better.
Exactly. God. See, that's how you deliver dry humor right there. That guy is funnier than any of them in the scene, and that's sad.
You see, and then right there where he turns like on that horrifying note, that's good. That's timing.
Have your wontons. Ruff, ruff. What the? See, that's comedy. You know, he's doing. That is so sad that these women are so worried about outdoing each other that they ruin their comedy.
Gosh.
Okay.
I think if I was in the theater and I paid for a movie ticket for this, I would have walked out.
I can't believe it. Me and my kids had fun watching it.
Oh, you went to the theater to see this?
No. We watched it. Remember I told you earlier I watched it at home on the big TV thing?
Oh, okay. Yeah, you told me that, but I wasn't sure if you had seen it in the theater.
I think it was just because my kids were enjoying it, so it made me enjoy them enjoying it. But yeah, I never liked the movie. I just told the kids I did. Oh shit, they watched this. I really like the movie. Shit, it's too late.
Yeah, the cat's already out of the bag. What if there was a homeless person behind there, like just sleeping?
That would be comedy.
He's dead. He's a dead man. As if his life didn't suck enough, he's now dead.
What about Bill Murray's character that flew out the window and died? No police investigation. Nothing. Nobody to come get the body.
Yeah, oh yeah, totally.
That ghost shredder thing makes no sense.
No, because it's not. They're not actually like matter. They would just shoot out the other end. That's stupid.
Oh, it's funny because it's that one guy's motorcycle, right?
The guy who doesn't deliver the wontons.
Yeah. That's why it's funny.
You would have to know that, though. You'd have to remember that random... Unless he comes... Here he comes. Cue him. Cue him. I apologize, audience.
Wow, man. This is just so bad. I'm so sorry that... I'd rather watch Ghoulies twice in a row at this point.
Yeah, this movie is a pile of crap. I feel like a lot of scenes are them just sitting around that table talking.
Oh my god.
That's not bad. The big, beautiful dummy's not bad. That was a good joke.
Did he get it in his eyes?
I don't know. Well, yeah, because he doesn't have actual lenses in him.
I liked earlier when it's like, don't listen, and he's like, I'm not.
It's like when you're driving and you're lost and you're trying to find where you're at and you turn the stereo down. Like that's gonna help you find your address better. God, I can't find this fucking address. Turn down your supply. Yeah, turn the radio down for a second.
Okay, so they have a little computer system of ghost activity. They set up a whole network and everything.
Well, we know Kevin wasn't helping them.
Kevin, help us. Are they? Wow, this isn't a movie cliche at all. Finding the epicenter on a map.
Josh, the most unbelievable thing in this entire film, not the ghosts, not the undead, not all the crazy stuff. It's the fact that they actually have a physical map on hand. That's the craziest thing in this movie. Nobody has a map anymore. It's called your phone.
Oh my! She has a book called Ley Lines. Okay.
Just happens to have it for sure.
Of course she does. She's Egon. Don't you get it? She's like a female, more upbeat, funny Egon. They're paying homage or whatever people want to pronounce it to Egon.
And Leslie is obviously Winston, and that's Dan Aykroyd.
Really? Why
Melissa
can't
right there.
she be Ray or Peter? What?
Because, and it's not what you're thinking, because she's the outsider that works a normal day job.
It's too on the nose. Like he plays her uncle.
Spoiler alert!
Oh no, I've ruined the movie. It's not like
Hey, you know how
already ruined.
Hey, you know what Ernie Hudson was paid for this film? Sony actually just paid his cameo fee for the day to actually show up on set.
The $100.
Yeah, he wasn't even paid scale from SAG. They're like, hey, can you just come over? Like, we'll just pay you for on cameo to show up real quick to make a cameo. Can we pay you on cameo?
5 seconds.
Can we pay you on cameo?
I think Aykroyd gets the longest. Here's a spot where you'd hit the Ghostbusters thing.
Oh, 100%. You're 100% right. But instead, they're going to hit us with some crap.
Oh, it's close, but it's not. Why do they got to change the theme song for this?
I don't know. I hate when Vince McMahon changes theme songs for wrestlers who return. Like when Bret Hart came back and changed his music from the original 90s to the 2010, whatever the hell. I hated it.
At least he got the U.S. title one more time. That was pretty cool.
That was cool. That was very cool. But
Oh, Janine. Sorry. I didn't mean to.
No, you're fine.
What do you want?
Annie Potts still looks pretty good.
You know, I wish Rick Moranis, since he's going to come back for Honey, I Shrunk the Kids reboot, I wish he would have done Afterlife. And I'm hoping that they kept it under wraps and he does make a small appearance. That would be so cool.
Yeah, Rick Moranis hasn't been in a film in like 20 years.
Yeah, they're going to call it Shrunk. It's going to be a reboot. Josh Gad's going to play his son, and he's going to come back for the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids reboot. Probably a small part like Chevy Chase played in the Vacation reboot.
Or Caddyshack 2. They should actually enjoy what this guy's doing because he's keeping them in business. If they stop all the ghosts from coming out, they're not going to have any work. Josh,
and dragon souls.
Yeah.
Don't ask where they came from, but there's dragon souls in there, and snake souls and crazy shit.
You know those people that are locked up right there, Josh, are actually the people who paid to see this in the theater, and they're not allowed to leave till the movie's over. And that's the usher. That's the evil usher of the theater.
He looks like an usher.
He's like, you are not going anywhere. You're going to watch this pile of crap.
Even the people that snuck into this movie went and asked for a refund.
The people that snuck in snuck back out.
Yeah, they didn't even bother. They just walked out the front door.
They're like, get me the fuck out of here.
And they try to mimic the whole Gozer choose the form thing later, and it just falls flat so bad. And then they like beat him by hitting him in the nuts or something. I mean, how much did they need to throw in the like women over men thing? That's how they defeat the ghost in the end, is hitting him in his privates.
Yeah, that ending's almost as bad as It Chapter 2 when they
like,
make fun of him to death.
Yeah, I know. And here it's like, let's just drive this agenda of ours all the way home and say men are inferior because they have nuts that make them lose.
That's the second nut reference they make in the film too, because they make fun of Omar Sharif from The Wire when they're talking about how if they're a Ken doll situation.
Yep.
And then they also, the whole movie, they're doing the Chris Hemsworth thing with the gender reversal. So they're making fun of men the entire movie.
Exactly. And the ultimate thing is men are weaker because you can take them down by just hitting them in their privates, so they're weaker.
Yeah, you can empower certain genders without
destroying the other.
Yeah, without destroying the other gender. Like, perfect example, Avengers Endgame, when all the female characters show up to help out in the final battle. That's how you do it. Chris Hemsworth was on set. He could have fucking helped him with that.
And anybody listening, we're not harping on the female movement. We're all for that. We're harping on a bad script and bad behind-the-scenes bullshit that was going on. Because they're wonderful actresses. They're funny as hell. But you cannot make lemonade out of dog shit.
Yeah, I love Kristen Wiig. I think she's been good in everything she's ever done except for this. Melissa McCarthy. We watched Mike and Molly, we watched Gilmore Girls, we watched Tammy, Identity Theft, all those movies. The Heat. She's great in everything.
I think Kate McKinnon's got a wonderful career ahead of her.
She's, it's funny you say that because I think she's the funniest one of them all.
Yeah, because Kristen kind of gets, when people start applauding her, she just overdoes it.
Yeah, she definitely goes for it. I love her, and like when they do the Californian skit on SNL, though. Yes. She's amazing in that. Yes. And they're like, when they're given directions,
405.
Yeah, I love it. I love it when they're always like talking about how you get somewhere or where they came from.
Oh, we're supposed to care, by the way, that they got hauled out of there by the people that was helping them. They got turned on, so.
Oh, I didn't catch that. Thank you for explaining that to me because I didn't catch it. Honestly, I didn't catch it because this movie's all over the place. Is this guy paparazzi or is he just some random dude?
Just a random dude, I think. This is my scene, not your scene. Imagine being able to do that to one of your trolls.
For sure, but that's a nice overhand right that she threw. That was legit.
Do I have one of us covered up right now, or can you see both of us on my little video thing?
Oh, no, I can see both of you beautifully.
You did such a great job on that, man.
I was laughing my butt off when we were making that last night. I knew you'd like it.
Oh, God.
And she's like the queen of bad press in this film, man.
Is this Sigourney? Oh, never mind. A Lannister always pays his debts. Here it comes full circle, Game of Thrones fans. Yeah, these expert deans of a big college don't know what they're talking about. Oh, God, that guy.
Boy, here comes Tom Arnold's understudy, his proxy.
Oh my god. Thank
Oh,
you.
yeah, totally unneeded. Like I don't even know what they were going for right there.
Is that supposed to be funny? I'm sorry. I'll
I'm
see you guys
loving
tomorrow, and we can sit around the table and look at maps.
I'm
'Cause that's
loving the
exciting,
booth. Loving that booth she's setting in.
right? Oh, because he's just dumb, right?
They go to that joke way too much. I'm surprised she's not wearing a bow tie with that bathrobe.
Is she pulling a Corey Matthews and reading the book from the ending to the beginning? Remember that on Boy Meets World?
Yes. I've seen every episode of Boy Meets World like 5 times.
Oh, I'll watch it once a year. That and Breaking Bad and stuff like that.
I love Boy Meets World, but it gets a little melodramatic at some point. Like when they start going really heavy with the Sean Hunter stuff, because my childhood was like his childhood, I would kind of like check out a little bit because I didn't need to see more of my own life on screen.
I loved getting to see him have a happy ending on Girl Meets World and get married, and Mr. Feeney was the preacher. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, finally.
Because most of that show was just silly Disney crap, but the episodes Sean and Eric were on were pretty good. Like that kid that Eric had like tried to adopt is like in an episode with Eric on Girl Meets World. Like he's grown up and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Is Eric
But,
still Mr. Squirrels when he's
yes,
at that point?
Yes. Uh-oh. Come on, it's piping. Make a joke about guys. You know you want to, movie. God, even that was CG.
Yeah.
Wow, Rowan got him some. He's up inside of her.
Ladies and gentlemen, Something About Mary, Part 2.
I'm glad that they don't make those Slimer Sundays anymore because I wouldn't want one.
I wish I had an ecto cooler right now.
Oh my god, dude. When those came out for this movie, I stocked up and had them for like 3 years. I bought so many of them.
That's the only good thing that came from this movie being made.
I had like so many that I drank them for like a year and a half after their expiration date.
Awesome.
Somebody was like, "You ought to keep a few and collectors." I'm like, no, I want to drink them.
Yeah, I'll keep the package. I'll keep like one.
I tried to, and then I drank it. I bet they'll put them back out next year with the new movie, though.
Oh, for sure. I agree.
I love Crystal Pepsi too. I wish they were putting that out every summer, then they stopped.
Yeah, I do like Crystal Clear Pepsi. That came out in like 92-ish or something. I remember getting that after basketball games with my dad.
Well, they brought it back in 2017 and 2018 during the summer, and but then they stopped. I stocked up on those and had a bunch of those too.
Yeah, those are good. It threw me off a little bit as a kid because it's like, man, this tastes like cola, but it looks like Sprite.
The new one, the re-release, kind of tastes kind of citrusy a little bit.
Not the classic flavor.
Mm-mm. It was still good though. It tastes like Pepsi. It tastes like Pepsi with a little bit of like lime or lemon in it.
Okay.
It wasn't bad. Or like if you put like just a dab of Sprite into your Pepsi, that's what it tastes like.
A mini graveyard.
And it's better for your kidneys because it's not dark liquid.
Yeah, my boss at work actually drank so much Diet Dr. Pepper that his doctor had to tell him he could no longer drink it because he might die.
Yeah. I'm honestly surprised that they didn't try to make a PMS joke here.
Yeah, she's not you when she's hungry. She's not herself when she's hungry. This all goes back to the wontons. She didn't get
Remember
enough. So
Snickers.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I don't remember this. Oh, yeah, I do. I just didn't remember her picking her up like that.
Well, that killed Bill Murray like, just the other day.
Of course. Oh, my God. That was just bad. So bad. I'm sorry, but Leslie Jackson's character is not that strong.
So she's got superhuman strength. Melissa is possessed with a demon, but Leslie's just as strong.
And that would kill her whenever she gets unpossessed. You know that, right? You do realize that, viewers, right? Like, same with The Exorcist. Once you snap your neck, and even when the demon's gone, your neck was still snapped.
Yeah.
Broken. Dead. This is pretty funny. Not that. That It's Gonna Leave a Mark was a Chris Farley throwback, by the way. All right, let's make the only guy character a villain now.
This is the Rick Moranis possession moment here. Oh man, the last time he was on a motorcycle, he died in Cabin in the Woods, so I don't know if I'm liking this.
I just don't understand why the bad guy of the movie went from Gozer to Vigo to little middle-aged nerdy guy. Oh my god. This reminds me of the scene in Ghostbusters 2 when they run into the restaurant during Peter's date and they got slime all over him.
Yep. I wouldn't be surprised if this was a homage to it.
You know why Bill Murray was on a date in that scene? He always wanted to have a love interest in the movies, and he didn't want to be covered in slime. Kind of like at the end of Ghostbusters 1, everybody's covered in marshmallow, and he's got like a little drop on his head. You ever notice that?
I do now that you say it.
Everybody else just covered head to toe, and he's got like a little speck. Even in the video game, he had to have a love interest. His character, Peter Venkman.
That's a power move on his part. He had a love interest in What About Bob, too? Dr. Leo Marvin's sister at the end. So we've been watching this movie for about 4 hours now, and I haven't seen any parts that I actually genuinely liked.
How many ghosts have there been? Like 5?
Well, 5 or 6, and they're all
And a
green
dragon?
or blue. Yeah, and a dragon.
Because
That guy,
Jesus.
the cop that just got knocked out, has been in a ton of movies.
maybe if you had worked out more when you were alive, you would have felt better about yourself. You would have been more positive and not a little negative asshole. It makes you feel good.
Yeah, today was day 187 out of 188, and 180 in a row today. It definitely changes your mood for sure, and your mental outlook on everything.
Exactly.
I battle anxiety and stuff a lot, and it's, for the most part, 90%
It
has
cannot
gone
make
away.
this movie entertaining, though. There's only so much it can do. Maybe if it was day 192,
Grind a
make
little
it
bit
dead.
harder.
Here comes Slimer, right?
I think so.
God, why did they have to go so all in on the blue CG? People aren't even looking at what they're running from.
Yeah, they have no direction at all. Just run around.
That's kind of a throwback to. Also, a lot of people don't notice this. Whenever they defeat Stay Puft in the original, you know that cloud over the building? It turns into like the face of Stay Puft for a second.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
like him.
mouth on light. This scene would have been cool with practical stuff, like from the old movies. The CGI just is too much.
What were those, ghost cats or ghost gerbils?
Rats.
Yeah. Why? That was all right. That was okay.
That siren is ugh.
They should have just had the same sound from the original movie.
Well, earlier they made a joke saying that it sounded like police vehicles or something. Oh, here we go.
Here's our boy.
That
He knows.
was good. Now that was good. That was a good cameo.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
What class 5 floating vapors? It's nothing.
They have no backstory on why he knows all this stuff.
Hell, that could have been Ray Stantz just as a cab driver. Who knows?
Absolutely.
Maybe he did a universe jump like a Flashpoint type thing or something. Here we go. CGI Slimer, folks. Oh. That is so bad, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It looks like a cartoon. You know who Slimer was based off of, right? For the original
John
movie?
Belushi.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Because Belushi had a bad
Sorry,
habit of,
Alex,
like, sneaking off.
If it's Ghostbuster trivia, I'm there, buddy. But yeah, you were gonna say he was gonna play.
No, he had a character. Dan Aykroyd was writing his character when he died in California in the Chateau Marmont.
The original script was just Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi.
Well, I thought Eddie Murphy.
Then they added Eddie Murphy to it. You know, Ernie Hudson auditioned to do the voice of his character on the real Ghostbusters, and they didn't pick him.
No, I didn't know that. Really?
Ernie Hudson auditioned to voice Winston on the real Ghostbusters cartoon and did not get the part.
Wow.
That is ridiculous.
That is ridiculous. That's almost as crazy as the time Dolly Parton lost a Dolly Parton look-alike contest.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that happened.
Oh. Hey, let's throw in a ghost balloon of Stay Puft. That'll make people think that we're respecting the heritage. This reminds me of something out of the real Ghostbusters cartoon. Something that would happen in it.
Yeah, and then those would be figures that you could buy separately.
Right. Ghost balloons, man. I guess that makes even less sense than ghost dragons.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense at all, to be honest
I
with
guess
you.
the balloons die and they have spirits. And there's Mr. Stay Puft.
Here we go.
A balloon ghost Stay Puft. That's... Leslie is hilarious right there. The other two, it's over the top. But Leslie, her forehead, man. That's so bad. Oh, she used... Wow.
Oh, there's the hero shot, everybody.
Melissa's like,
Yeah.
bitch.
Yeah, son of a bitch. She got a shot by herself, walking slowly.
Oh, we're getting ready for our Gozer Choose Your Form thing. Oh my god, it's so shoehorned in. It's like, well, why don't you pick what I should look like? You know, it's...
Where are the police with all this activity? I haven't seen one cop car. Oh, well, there's the National Guard.
Oh, that CG is so bad. Who's the flying beefcake? That guy is delivering funnier lines than anybody else. Speak up.
This is the third dance number of the movie. Very Fuller House-esque.
I like Fuller House, man.
I love Fuller House, but just the random dance numbers.
So glad DJ ended up with Steve.
Yeah, no, I know. Oh
If
my
she-
God, that was like 25 years in the making, Josh.
If she had ended up with Matt, I would have been so mad. Like, totally mad about that.
Matt ended up with Gia.
The point of this scene is what?
No clue. Little kids can be like, oh, how neat.
Really? That's what little kids want to see. Okay, Uncle Sam has a ghost. And his ghost has stilts.
And his ghost is 50 feet tall.
There's the stilts are ghosts too. That doesn't explain the arms though. You didn't
What
even
about the
throw
ghosts
them on,
behind
you
them?
just grabbed them. Okay, Ghostbusters, you have to shoot the ghost for at least a couple minutes to get it to loop around them like that. Come on. You gotta get a
Yeah.
capture beam going.
They're crack shots, man. They're like Marty in Back to the Future. What if they did get hit with that? It's just a ghost axe when it probably would just went right through them.
Give me some cornbread. That was okay. That was okay.
That's
The
the
whole
third
missing-
joke. They get one joke that hits per hour of screen time.
And there's the gargoyle dragon thing. Didn't hit. Because that would be my luck, trying to throw something up and hit it like a baseball bat and miss, and the grenade's just sitting there on the ground.
Dude, she just landed on her back on that proton pack. She would be so messed up.
Oh, yeah. I don't understand how this works. I really don't get it. God, their backs would be broken by now.
Yeah, that's two broken backs in the last, minute.
Or at least herniated discs like me.
Well, and Melissa's neck was turned around, so, she's got a broken neck and a broken back.
Yeah, just because the ghost leaves your body, demon leaves your body, doesn't mean that your bones heal. It's like, kill the overactors. Or no, kill the overactor. Which one?
All four of
Kate
them.
McKinnon, you're a badass. And I like the Ghostbuster music. Man, you're going to hate me, but I kind of like this sequence right now.
This isn't bad.
If it was practical effects, it'd be even better. But yeah,
This isn't bad. This is not bad.
this is not bad. Just give me her for the whole movie.
Yeah, I could just, her just creating the weapons and doing stupid crap.
That was badass. Like, I give in. That sequence was badass. And now they got to fight over the scene and ruin it.
Yeah, I don't think... They could take Kristen Wiig out and I'd be fine.
Yeah, they put Kate McKinnon in the back too much. She should have been in the lead. But yeah, that scene, wow, that was pretty good.
Zach Morris is actually a ghost. He froze everybody.
I'm surprised the FBI didn't try to get him with his powers like that.
Time out.
Oh, got to have a female Slimer too, don't we? We've got to top it off. I don't mind that. Kids probably love the hell out of that. And here we go. Let's do the Gozer thing, but just really make it lame as hell on the choosing the form.
Where can we
Nothing
get
gonna pop in there.
Where can we get some fireworks to do this? And
God, they
now
went too much in on.
for the grand finale.
There's another broken back.
The only one who hasn't broke her back is Kate McKibben.
You think? That was a cool little nod to the song. You read his mind earlier. You know his name is Kevin. You literally went into his mind to know how to drive the motorcycle.
Chris Hemsworth has been drinking a lot of Red Bull because he's got wings right now. The dude from The Office.
Just some random guy from the hotel coming down to get eyes up. That was good. We might hit 8 funny parts, maybe. Oh, here we go. Gonna be quiet for this.
That's not bad.
No. Here comes the form.
And another broken back, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh.
So, do they explain that if they cross streams at any point in this movie?
I think earlier she did. She said it would come back and turn you inside out or something. I don't know.
Well, they're pretty cavalier with their streams in this movie. They're not really like looking out for each other.
I really thought this was the part where he's like, you can pick what I look like or something. I guess I'm remembering it wrong. Like, I was going to let that part play out. Oh, here we go. What form would you prefer I
There you
take?
go. Huh.
What form would you prefer I... Imagine if Gozer said that. Gozer, the Gozerian. Which form would you prefer I take?
He looks like a dead, mutated Maytag man.
And if they were going to do him animated, why didn't they make it look like the ghost from the real Ghostbusters when he's walking down the street? Going around
Exactly.
the trash cans?
Instead of the logo, that's just an opportunity for them to get the logo out. So it's like, we can put this on a shirt, sell more, because it was like I in the movie.
Oh, and the toys came out before the movie, so it ruined that this was the final baddie in the movie. Everybody knew it was going to be the ghost from the logo.
I hate when they do that.
I mean, I give it props because it's pretty cool looking, but it's so anticlimactic.
This looks like one of the ghosts from Casper, Josh. This doesn't look that good.
I would prefer the miniature set with the guy in a suit like Stay Puft, honestly.
Yeah.
Wow, they burnt him that fast. He's like 50 stories tall, and their beams shoot that. Wow. So he's cloth now, too.
How does she know this?
We got to cross the streams.
There we go.
Oh, my God.
If I was like 9 watching this, I would have tuned out. They're explaining it way too much.
Yeah. At least with Bill Murray and them, it was like, I love that idea. I love it. Let's do it.
Yeah, Here they're like, oh, this is why it needs to happen. Blah, 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 blah.
With that, it was like we crossed the streams. It's like, but you said crossing the streams was bad. It wasn't, you did. Imagine them being like, but you said crossing the streams would do a, molecular blah, 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 blah.
Do, re, mi, egon.
Why was he picking up the arm? Yeah, that looked so dangerous.
Here comes Slimer and all of his homies.
Yeah, the car was coming right when they needed it. Oh, that's not plot convenient at all.
Why would you ever want to watch the extended cut of this film? Why did we do this to ourselves?
I was hoping it would be some good stuff got left out, but
No, I mean, come on, man. The first movie, the shorter version, is terrible. The stuff that they picked through and didn't use, why would that be better?
the Halloween 6 producer cut's better than the regular one.
Halloween 6. That's
Why
a
are
movie
you
that-
afraid?
wow.
You're Ghost. You're not going to die.
He's just having a good time, man. He wants to stay out and show out.
You die, you become a ghost. You die again, you become a dragon. It all makes sense now.
Yeah, he's coming back as a dragon or friggin' like a rat.
Here we go. He's a guy, so the only way to take him out is this. And they all knew what that meant when she said, let's loosen his grip. And does anybody see the problem with this and the agenda that I'm talking about here?
Shoot him in the nards. Stay Puft's got nards?
He's not even Stay Puft. He's like a ghost wearing the sheets. He doesn't even look like Stay. He's pretty much the ghost from their logo. Imagine if they beat Stay Puft the Marshmallow Man by shooting him in his marshmallow bits.
His little coffee cup sized marshmallow bits. The smaller ones.
His heart, stars, and horseshoes, clovers, and blue moons.
Hopefully at some point a cereal company will come up with a cereal that's just all marshmallows. I'd buy that for $1.
Oops, all berries.
Boo berry, all berries.
That's kind of a cool scene, but again, too much CG. Dude, why are you saving her? This is what you've wanted the whole movie. Her out of the way so you can steal the spotlight.
Exactly. This is her moment. Let her die. Why do I feel like and I should be coming on right now?
Heart will go on.
Here far.
That was a hell of a long bungee rope they had.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like,
weren't
weren't
the
they in the
strongest
middle of the
people ever.
road earlier?
Oh boy.
Their hair just turned white.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. In all fairness, it was nighttime when all that happened. So somehow by defeating them, they made nighttime into daytime, folks. The nighttime was natural, by the way. It wasn't caused by the ghost.
Oh my gosh. This would be the part of the movie, like if I was in the theater where I was like, oh, this is the best part because I get to leave soon.
Yeah. She was like touching hair that she wasn't even looking at, like just feeling it. She knew it was white.
She knew it was white.
That feels white. This feels brown. That was a pretty good joke.
This is awful.
That was good. Potatoes, tomatoes. Sorry.
Yeah, this is bad. Dude, he struck out quite a bit outside of the Marvel universe. Men in Black, the new one, this movie. Can you name anything he's done that was a success other than being Thor? Be honest with me.
No.
All of his other movies are turkeys. He better not screw up Hulk Hogan for me, or I will never forgive him.
You got that, brother, dude.
You listening, dude? Josh, what is there? Another like 55, 56 minutes left in this film?
Yeah.
Another full Ghoulies length.
And so it had begun. The evil.
No, narrator,
one,
not
willing
right
the
now.
boy on.
Let's get celebrity cameos.
Hey, Al Roker. Al Roker in the house.
Wow. Oh, Batman joke.
Oh no. That's lousy. They should have stopped right. They should have edited it right after her Taft joke.
Yeah, because that one really, everybody really understood that one. People that saw this movie, it's like, oh, Taft, the president. Oh, I get it.
He was the fat president that died in the bathtub in 1928.
Why have the credits not rolled yet?
Yeah, this is like a Lord of the Rings Return of the King situation. There's going to be like 8 false endings. Queuing it up for a sequel that's never going to happen. Like Super Mario Brothers, the movie.
Dude, I wish that one would have got a sequel, though.
Oh, get the hell out of here.
I love Mario Brothers. We're going to have to do that one.
No, we're not.
Oh, listen, there's a Gozer
No.
mention.
You like the Super Mario Brothers movie?
I hated it when I was a kid, but as an adult, I like it.
Oh, dude.
I think it was a really cool take on it. The director
Bob
did-
Haskins. Wasn't that his name?
Bob
Mario-
Hoskins. Oh, here we go. Hold on, it's not over. It's not over. Hold on. This is where $40 million went. Oh, wait. Nothing but wontons. Just waiting for the Gozer part. Yeah, this is where all the budget went. This credit CGI. That trap is just shit.
Sounds like a rotten, vermicious knid.
Right? Come on, more over the top CGI credits. Where you at? There it is. Never let me down.
Oh,
Football series.
they
Looks
thought
like-
this was their big
like one of
break,
my
dude.
favorites. Here it is. Let's set up that sequel. On the phone. On the phone. Ghost of a freaky ghost. Better call. I know there's. Is this it? Where is the Gozer mention?
I turned it off at this point the first time I saw it. I didn't get this deep.
They got a containment unit now. Who is that? Oh, Sigourney Weaver. What? Y'all totally ruined her cameo. Oh my god.
That's it? That's all she got?
Yep. That is so sad. What's this all about?
Oh my god. I can't believe this film is still going.
I love Ghostbusters. Well, you're the only ones.
More CGI, wasted CGI here.
Where's the Gozer mention, damn it? Mention Gozer so we can go home. It's still not it. Oh, wait, I'm going to skip ahead 10 seconds. Oh, wait. There's an after the credits thing, man. I'm sorry. So we're going to watch Thor dance, and then we'll be done, I promise. So
I've seen
while we're waiting on this, let's do a final thoughts on this movie.
Okay.
Didn't love it.
No, it's one of the worst movies I've ever seen. It's not funny, not exciting. There's no parts that I thought were enjoyable. If 5 proton packs is the best score they can get, I'm giving it 1.5 proton packs.
I'll give it 1.5 because it had 7 funny parts and 1 badass Kate McKinnon scene, and that was it. If it was just Kate McKinnon doing shit like that the whole movie, I would have loved it.
Oh yeah, it would go up on a full proton pack in my opinion.
Everybody watching Chris dance here? Okay, everybody's still watching him dance. And the army people pumping the air. You know, they did some good stuff with Dan Aykroyd's cameo. He's the only one that really landed. Well, Bill Murray's was kind of funny. Slimer, disappointed.
My favorite cameo was actually Winston at the end because I loved his line where he said, "We're not stacking them like flapjacks." That was great.
Right.
I thought that was hilarious. Yes, that was
Are you
good.
being serious?
Yeah, Ernie Hudson.
Okay.
I thought that was good. I
Okay.
thought that was good. I actually really liked that.
They
Dan Aykroyd's was great too.
I did like how sometimes they use little musical cues from the old movies at certain parts. But Kate McKinnon's part was just badass.
Yeah, well, Kate McKinnon was probably the best of the 4 girls
and
in
the
this
most
movie.
utilized in the entire movie.
Yeah. I think the person that took me out of the experience was probably Melissa McCarthy the most, or Kristen Wiig. I think they were both
fighting over the scenes,
not good.
man.
Yeah, I had a hard time watching them on screen together. They don't go well together.
Why are they still dancing?
Because this is the part of the film that was financed by Miller Boyett. The same company that brought you Full House.
Hey, wow. What was she, like a princess or something? Is that?
I don't know what the hell. They don't have any
Why-
backstory at all.
They're going all in on Chris Hemsworth here.
These
Okay,
are
we
10
get it. He's a good-looking dude. That's the second time you showed him with the saxophone.
Now he's a doctor.
All right, set up this sequel already, because we all know it's going to happen any day now.
Sony's like, well, the last movie lost us $125 million. Like, I think we should give it another go.
Yeah, and we'll double the budget. They didn't even use the Ghostbusters song for the credits. That's the biggest sacrilege of the whole thing, I think. At least use the original song for the credits, right?
Yeah, or at least slip it in at some point somewhere.
It's like they did like remixes of it throughout the movie. Like when the piano got moved there towards the end, it played that little note from the original.
Yeah, and they almost tried to play. I ran 5.5 miles in like 75-degree weather today, heat, and that was less of a slog than watching this movie.
Well, the other movies we talked about are nowhere near as long. And I honestly didn't remember. I thought this was like an hour and a half movie.
I was doing the pre-show prep, and I was like looking at the running time, and I'm like, this cannot be correct. I was like, this movie is long.
Did they think people really stayed in the theater to see the after credits scene?
Like it's the Marvel universe or something. Like Nick Fury's gonna show up with Kristen Wiig at the end.
There's a website every time I take my kids to see a movie. It's like you can see if there's end credit scenes for whatever you're seeing. I just Google it, go to that website, and I'm like, okay, we can go.
But we're gonna see something here at the end.
Yeah. It's them setting up a sequel with Gozer or something like that. That's what my intel told me. It better be true.
Well, what's another 12 minutes added on to 2 hours and 57 minutes?
Well, there's only 2 minutes and 25 seconds left, so it's going to happen. It's going to happen pretty soon. But if there is an end credit scene, I really question why they would not just do mid credits, because and look, they could have just had a black screen for most of these credits, and they're still going all in with the animation and CGI. Oh my God. What's that guy? What?
He's the equivalent of the saxophone player in Lost Boys.
Oh, okay.
They're trying to make a thing out of that dude.
Like what is this? Drums and airplanes and
I have no idea. Like shit that's not even relevant to the film.
microphones, because that played a big part in the movie. Microphones did.
Headshot of Kristen Wiig, Melissa McCarthy for some reason.
Headshot of each of them individually, then those two together.
My two least favorite characters in the film.
Yeah, I know, right?
Easily.
If they weren't in it, I would have probably liked it.
If it was just the other two, I would have been fine.
All right. Got 1 minute and 18 seconds. Where's this
now
at?
we got a rock Ghostbusters version.
Yeah, at the very, very end. Ghostbusters. Oh my God, really? Oh, that's nice for Harold Ramis. I'm sure he appreciated it.
Harold Ramis actually showed up on set as a ghost for the film, and he wasn't even happy to be there.
Don't insult him by saying this was for him, okay? Okay, there's Slimer. That is the worst rendition I ever heard.
There we go.
All right, let's set up the sequel.
That's not going to happen.
Oh, God. Ooh, and Leslie's the one to discover it. Surprised it's not just another fart at the end of the movie. Oh, not even Gozer. What's Zool? Okay. So that was their little way of setting up the sequel, the whole Zool thing, the gatekeeper and the keymaster.
Yeah.
Wow. So we set through the whole credits for that.
Totally worth it. Hey, absolutely worth it. Loved the movie. The whole experience was fantastic. I can't wait to come back and
I'm
and
never
try
gonna
to one-up
watch
it.
I'm never gonna watch another movie again because this one is so good. Nothing's ever gonna stand up to it.
Yeah, it set the bar. This is
yeah.
it.
Hope you all enjoyed episode 4 of Slash Trax, and hope you had fun watching Ghostbusters 2016 Answer the Call Extended Cut. Oh, good Lord. Sorry that we did that to you.
We're sorry. Please forgive us.
So, are we going with the next thing on the poll next time, or what? Troll 2, or what are we going to do?
What's next on the poll?
It was Troll 2 and then Carnosaur 2. They were pretty much tied up. So.
Oh man, if I jump into the Carnosaur trilogy without having seen the first one, is that going to cause a problem?
It might. We might want to do those like 2 at a time. There's 4 of them, and they're pretty short. So
they're shorter, right? Like 3
Yeah.
Carnosaurs is 1 Ghostbusters.
pretty much, yeah.
Okay. I would like to see Troll 2, but whatever you think.
Troll 2 was the next one that got the most votes underneath Ghostbusters. So,
Let's go with Troll 2.
all right, we're gonna be covering Troll 2 in 2 weeks. So check that out. It was voted the worst movie ever made. It's fun to watch because it's so bad and it's gonna be so easy to rip on.
I mean,
I would say riff on Troll 1 first, but I actually liked the first Troll.
and they actually have trolls in Troll 1?
Yeah, there's a troll in Troll 1.
Yeah,
in
there's
Troll
actually a
2,
troll.
it's no trolls. It's goblins.
It doesn't even make sense.
No troll.
Yeah.
In the
Yeah. Hey, I can't hear you. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. I can hear you now.
Okay. Any final words?
I want to apologize in advance for all of you guys who hung with us through this entire episode. I didn't enjoy it as much as you probably didn't enjoy the film, but hopefully we added a little bit of fun and some humorous takes on it, because we tried to polish a turd
As best as we could.
Yeah, it's
and we
not
got
easy.
it all over us now, and it's going to be there for a while.
It's not easy.
Well, all right. Everybody be excellent to each other out there. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching and playing along.
Thank you so much, guys.
Good night.